Welcome to the Americana Bistro Grill. I'm your host, Dr. Rob, here, serving you the best in Americana music. And I have here one of the greatest talents from South Dakota and Tennessee. She is the queen of rock and roll. She's sung with many artists, like you would never believe, like Ron Keel. I love her music. I love her music. And the reason why we have you here, Jasmine, is because I heard about your new album, Attitude is Everything, and the single called Victory.
Yes.
Tell me all about it.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you, Dr. Rob, for inviting me here to the Music Bistro. I'm happy to be the dish of the day, so to speak. Yeah, we are super pumped. It's our 20th anniversary this year, and we've decided to record a new album and possibly two new albums. We're actually just working on one for now, but it is called Attitude is Everything. We have finally finished everything and the masters are complete. Our first single, which is called Victory, is being released at the end of this month on September 29th. And it is our, quintessential arena rock anthem. And it's everything you would expect from an arena rock album. We're pretty excited to start getting it out there to different, podcasts such as yourself and to radio personalities to kind of give it an initial listen and some feedback, because that's what we've been looking for, so that we have a way to market from this point forward. We're putting all of that on our through our distribution company of Symphonic Distribution, and they'll be pitching to all outlets. So you'll be able to get this on September 9th on all platforms, September 29th.
How are you? What was the inspiration? Number one, are there any videos of are there videos? And two, what was the inspiration behind Attitude and Everything? And what is the difference between Attitude is Everything and previous albums that you have recorded, which are also big gems?
Yes. Well, our album that we did called Seven, we really liked the way that album was going. We felt like that was more mainstream and more people would be into that as a whole. So we worked with songwriters Caleb Sherman and Monique Staffel from the band The Infamous Her. And it was such a great combination. We came up with some really great songs. And although we had initially hired Caleb to be our producer for that album, it didn't work out for him to be able to complete it. So for that reason, I ended up basically kind of producing it on my own, along with Mills Logan, who helped me finish, all the mixing and all of that. But I wasn't kind of done with Caleb yet. I hadn't given up on that idea of working with Caleb. So we got together and decided to give it another shot. We started recording this album, I guess, pretty much the winter of last year, because we started in like November. No, we haven't got there yet. The winter of this year hasn't happened yet. My husband's yelling at me for the other room. But no, the winter of last year, we started working on it around November, and we went very, very, very quickly. So we wrote everything within about 2 to 3 weeks period of time. And it was very chaotic and super fast paced, but we weren't overthinking it. We were just kind of like writing what comes to mind. And every day we would come in with like a new idea, like, what are we going to base this around? And this particular song was basically, Victory is based on a sports anthem. Everybody loves that. As soon as you hear, We Will Rock You, come on, with the foot stomping and the clapping, like everybody's into that, and it just kind of like gets everybody's attention, and they want to participate and they want to be part of it, and they embrace the song, immediately just from the beat alone. So we started with that, and then we were like, what are we writing about? Is this about, sports in general, or is this about, us as a society, or us individually? And we ultimately were just wanting to be inclusive of everyone and saying, like, hey, if you feel like you're out there by yourself, you're not fighting by yourself. We're all here fighting with you. This is a team effort. Come on, jump in with us. Let's march together and, kick its ass. And so, that was basically the preface for this particular song. Now, the album as a whole, we just changed the name of it actually a couple of days ago, which was when the masters were being finalized. And originally the album was going to be called Iconic, which is one of the names of the songs that's on the album. But we couldn't really picture ourselves as like, we're not that kind of people. We don't look at ourselves and go, yeah, this is iconic. And the truth was, we were making fun of a lot of things that are considered to be iconic in today's culture. And so the song itself is kind of poking fun at what is iconic, because what it used to take to become iconic was over a series of many, many years of, hard work and building your brand and creating an image or a product or something that represented you as a whole. Nowadays, you could wear a cool pair of shoes and that's iconic. There's no telling. The word iconic has kind of lost its luster, if you will. So originally we were going to name the album that, just because as a 20-year album and not doing music for the last 4 years during COVID and all of that, it felt like a celebration of like overall collective works, which would be iconic. And we felt really good about that. But when we started to work with, different imagery and stuff like that for the artwork, just could not figure out what to do with that. Just did not feel right. So we had the song Attitude is Everything, which we feel is probably our strongest song on the album. It's our kind of personal favorite. So we wanted to lead out with that. And that was the initial plan. But we got this really amazing opportunity from the music director at the Nashville Predators home games.
Mm-hmm.
And since that's our home hockey team, and we're all like, we love hockey. We're all huge hockey fans. My husband and I used to have season tickets. We'd go watch hockey games before they got too expensive, because the Preds got really, really good. But we love hockey. So they picked it up as a song that they're going to use for their home games. And we were like, well, we have to lead out with this song then, because the preseason starts in September. So we have to release Victory first. But I know this is long-winded.
We have all the time in the world.
When we were looking at the song Attitude is Everything, it's very robotic sounding. And we did a lot of stuff that was more programmed in this record. And I was we already have the music video done, because that was supposed to be the initial launch. And the music video is all done in animation, where we are all robots. And so we're trying to do the storyboard for this animation video. And we're trying to explain to, the animators what we're looking for, as far as, this robot has to have an emotion. And I said, whatever the equivalent of like robot tears would be. And I was like, I don't know, because we're not robots. And he's like, that would be a great title for your album, because we are not robots. And I was like, maybe. And it didn't occur to us until we wrote the title, Attitude is Everything. And we used the capital A and the capital I and then everything. And I'm like, oh my God, Attitude is Everything is like AI, everything, artificial intelligence, everything. So we're like, it's kind of a play on words, and it's kind of a play on the world right now, and how artificial intelligence, AI, is taking over everything, from the way that we look in our photos that we put online to, even full songs. And if you want to know the truth, when I was on trying to register my songs online so that we could pitch them, it actually has a segment on there that says, would you like AI to write the rest of your description? So there's actually an option where I can let AI write my entire blog. I can let it write my entire bio. I can let it tell me exactly what the song is about. And I just think that's so crazy that like AI is taking over so many different things. It's kind of taking the human aspect out of it.
Yeah.
Completely. We don't even look like humans anymore. Go through any TikTok or Instagram photos or anything like that. Like, it's all AI. We're all aliens now.
Yeah. Aliens in Earth.
Basically.
Yeah. And where can we find Attitude is Everything? Where can we find all of the material from Jasmine Cain?
Well, on Attitude is Everything, you're going to have to wait. We are releasing this one single at a time every 5 weeks. And it's going to be a process. So we don't expect the entire album to fall until spring of 2024, but you will start getting singles right away starting September 29th with Victory. And every 5 weeks after that, we'll be releasing something new. To be able to follow all of that, there's a few ways you can do that. Number one, JasmineCain.com. Can't go wrong there. You can find everything that we're doing on JasmineCain.com. Secondly, I always encourage people to go join our Patreon page, and that's patreon.com/Jasmine Cain, because anything that we're releasing, you guys are getting the first look at and get all behind the scenes stuff. So you're seeing what the music video is looking like right now. In fact, some of our higher tier patrons are in our music video. We made them robots as well. So, you can become part of our music videos and part of our overall team. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So I always encourage people to do that, because for as little as $1 a month, you can join us there and know stuff way ahead of time before it comes out. We will, be releasing some physical copies of the album. So pre-orders will start very soon. And once we are completed with all the artwork on that, we'll allow everybody to do pre-orders, and we'll be sending those out most likely before the end of the year. So
great.
Perfect. In time for Christmas. It's Christmas presents.
Yeah, I'll take the Christmas present. I'll take the Christmas present anytime. And
I love that.
You're just one of the biggest examples. Before leaving, I just want to congratulate you. Many people, every time I've interviewed rock stars in the Americana Bistro Grill, we've always brought up the question, is rock and roll dead? And actually, you have convinced many people that rock and roll is not dead. It's very much alive. And it is gonna be alive and kicking much more than we could imagine.
That's true.
And I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. I love it too. It's it's a fire that's in us that we can't get rid of, and we're not going to quit anytime soon. So I'm really glad that you have the same feeling, and I love the fact that all the fans that show up at all the shows, and it's become such a family. Like, they reach out to each other and they're like, "Yo, let's caravan, let's go together, let's get hotels together, let's tailgate before the show, let's go pre-party somewhere, after parties at my house, everybody come." And like, they do, like, it's a community of people at this point. And I think until I get ready to pitch like these kinds of things, I a little bit underestimate and the power of that. And I guess I don't maybe notice it as much, but like when I get ready to launch something and this army of people comes out of everywhere, and I'm like, wow, I've got a serious fan base here. I've got a really serious fan base. Like, these guys are hardcore, and they're picking up that torch and running with it. So yeah. You're gonna hear about it. They're gonna let you know. I promise.
I know. We never underestimate rock and roll. We never underestimate it too. Before leaving again, I have a personal testimony. Because of your music, when Florida opened up after all the things of COVID, I said, I'm gonna go bowling. I was like, I have to go bowling. I heard Suck Bang Blow, the whole concert. And then right there, I went into the lanes and bowled 250 like it was yesterday. Like, wow.
Maybe I need to try that, because I went bowling on my birthday this year and I sucked. Maybe I need to listen to live at Suck Bang Blow and go back.
Then there was another time that I played Suck Bang Blow, and I went on the Florida Turnpike. Many people here, when they drive, like, I went on the Florida Turnpike. I was like in one of those alert states that helped me survive the Florida Turnpike. And many times when I'm like not feeling well or depressed or whatever, I put in the Suck Bang Blow, and wow,
yeah,
have all the
energy there. And for those people that don't know, that are watching maybe right now, Live at Suck Bang Blow is actually the only live album we've ever done. So it has covers and original music. We recorded it at a bar in Murrells Inlet in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, during their motorcycle rally there. And that's the name of the bar, is called Suck Bang Blow. And it's not what you would think. It's actually the components of a combustion engine. It sucks in air, fire bang, blows out exhaust. Right. Okay, so
but it was a masterpiece. So much that you want one of these days you have to do a concert similar to that in a place we have here in Florida called Cafe 27.
I've heard of that place. I've been there, actually. I played there. I did an acoustic show there once.
Yeah, that's where all the bikers are. And if you ever go to Cafe 27, I'm going.
I reached out to them like several times about doing full band stuff, but they don't really pay their bands. So they only just use local bands because that way they don't have to drive too far or whatever. I'd be coming from Nashville. It was a long ways to go to not get paid. So but I do some acoustic shows down there every once in a while. You'll see me pop up at Cafe 27 and do some acoustic shows. So you never know. You might see me there.
Great. I want to thank you for coming at such short notice. You're one of the greatest. We consider you the queen of 21st century rock and roll.
Oh my God, that's quite a title.
Yeah.
That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, we even added South Dakota, Tennessee, and the world. Because
wow, that's awesome.
The whole world has heard you.
Not the whole world, but I hope they will soon. That's what we're here to do.
In my area, I made the whole world hear you because since I was in China during the Olympics in 2008, and I knew many people around the world, they heard your music.
That's awesome. That's what it takes. That's all it takes. It's just one person to tell another person and that person to tell someone else. And it just keeps going. That's all I count on. I love you guys for it. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say one thing. I'll be talking later. But to my public here, we're from the heart of Miami, Florida, not the city. We're much more closer to Cafe 27 in the Florida Keys than we are to downtown Miami or Miami Beach. Although we have a lot of rock scene over there too. This is Dr. Rob from the Americana Bistro Grill, here with Jasmine Cain, the queen of 21st century rock and roll, especially South Dakota, Tennessee, and the world. Peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Rob.
A pleasure.